Millennials want to solve problems and be part of the solution.
We want to believe that both through our work and our service, we make the world a better place.
People my age want to feel connected to those around them.
My generation wants the ability to chart their own course.
In Atlanta, we're young and we're developing and we don't have our full identity, and I feel like we're at a really critical moment.
I feel like I can be somebody a lot easier and not get lost in the shuffle of a lot of the other larger cities.
Our generation has new ideas. Not just saying we want to hear what those ideas are, but engaging the generation and making the change happen is what's going to make the difference.
My generation is really focused on interconnectivity in the real world realm, not just in social media. And by that I mean we want spaces where we can kind of meet other people, talk to other people.
I love that there's not just racial diversity or ethnic diversity, but there's a lot of diversity of thought that makes me feel like I'm living in a global city.
Most millennials have grown up in a time where we've experienced some type of unemployment or underemployment, and so our relationship with our work is a lot different. So we see many millennials that are entrepreneurs, that are starting their own nonprofits.
There's a new movement, and you can really see people caring and pursuing passion projects.
I think my generation is very conscientious that life is not just about work, that there are a lot of other ways to define success.
We're trying to live in a work-life balance that maybe our parents did not get.
I am a bike commuter. I primarily never have to get into my car. I don't have to deal with a lot of traffic. When you live in a city that you love, it's really important to keep a critical lens and think about what kind of changes you want.
The number one issue facing Atlanta right now is the lack of comprehensive regional transit options. We've got too much traffic. We're spending too much time in our cars, and that makes us less productive people, less productive employees, and less happy people, right?
To attract and retain people of my generation, the region needs to work on developing a reputation for being highly walkable and highly interconnected.
Having jobs that are clustered near where people live and easy ways to get to and from those jobs is going to be a continuing challenge for maintaining the region's affordability.
My team's central mandate was affordable housing in the city. It's something that our generation desires and will support.
I hope that we can start a very honest conversation about education, be more direct about some of the things that are happening in our region related to inequity.
I would like individuals that are in all these various counties to come outside of their silos and represent Atlanta as one region.
Regional cooperation is how Atlanta as a metro region will live or die. The global economy is too interconnected. We can't be playing off each other.
If you care about transportation, you have to care about education. If you care about food access, you have to care about economic viability and livable wages. They all are related to each other.
With the challenges that we face today, the wicked problems, if you will, right? Climate change, social issues, making sure that nobody in this region is unsure of where their next meal is going to come from. These are things that everybody in my generation who is connected to this giant web of information is forcing us to understand these issues. And I think you have to be much more willfully ignorant than you used to be in the past.
I believe you have to put yourself out there. Change will not happen without agents carrying it forward.
Our action team really challenged ourselves to be part of the solution. So we've launched an organization called the Coalition to Advance Atlanta. There's a lot of decision makers out there who understand this transit problem, but they need to see that surge of support from Atlanta's citizens and from Atlanta's businesses. We see that in survey after survey after survey and year after year after year. If we're going to make the next jump that Atlanta and the metro area needs to make, it's going to be because we are providing comprehensive transit options to our residents.
We need to ensure that every kid has quality education. I think it's really important that we focus on personal development, career prep, and community engagement.
The focus of our team was mentoring. For me, having a mentor made all the difference in my success in law school and my life after law school.
I would like to see some of the young millennials move into these positions of leadership, and I would like for us to be the ones that are making the decisions.
Our generation is seeing a great deal of responsibility for ourselves, for our children, for the world at large, to start to address these issues which have been building over generations.
Many people in my generation are really excited about what Atlanta can become. I hope that we continue being a hotbed of ideas, whether entrepreneurial ideas or social ideas that can take a hold here and move nationally.
Atlanta, I think, is a place where if you put yourself out there and you really want to be a part of what this city is, you can do it.
I think implementation of these ideas is always going to be a challenge, but I am hopeful because of what I've seen already that the kind of depth of talent and skill and passion that the members of the panel have is going to come through and really lead in the next 10, 15, 20 years.